What is it? What's wrong?
Gabriel!
I see it, Grace. Hold on. There's no one in the shop, and I know there's no one in the back. It's okay.
Okay? Gabriel, that thing is still barely alive. How could someone do this?
With a knife, maybe?
Oh, God, don't even start. We should call the police.
No, I'll take care of it.
But, Gabriel...
I said I'll take care of it. Why don't you go get some coffee? I'll have it all cleaned up before you get back.
They know where you live now.
Shh, it's gonna be fine. Now go on. Are you sure you don't want to go home? I could close the shop today.
No, I'd rather keep busy. I'll be fine. At least that creepy guy is gone. Not that they aren't still watching. Anyway, speaking of keeping busy, we got that book you ordered in this morning. The one on Rada drums.
Really? Great.
Gabriel!
I see it. Stay back.
Special delivery, it seems.
It's just an envelope.
I can see that.
Gabriel opens the envelope and finds a note from Mosley and a small brass key. Mosley's note says,
Gabe, I have to go underground with this thing. It runs wide and deep throughout the department and the city board. I'm already being watched. It was suggested that I take vacation time, so I am, at least as far as they know. Try to keep out of this. It's too hot for a rookie. Just in case, I'm sending you my office key. You might find some useful things there. P.S. I think this note will look great in the book, don't you? Make sure you save it.
the note is signed by Mosley. Times dated June 23rd, 1993. Gabriel finds an article about St. John's Eve. It discusses the day's Catholic roots and its adoption by voodoo devotees. In the early to mid-1800s, St. John's Eve was celebrated with elaborate voodoo gatherings at Lake Pontchartrain, Bayou St. John, and other sites outside the city. These days, the day is commemorated commercially in some of the local shops, and a few churches still hold a St. John's Eve Mass. Despite his better judgment, Gabriel reads his horoscope. Today you will either die, or your life will change forever.
Sure, why not? It is St. John's Eve. They'll be out tonight for sure. But where?
An abandoned car sits in front of the police station, one tire removed. Gabriel doesn't know how to hotwire a car, and if he did, he wouldn't want that one.
Oh, God. That's awful. That dead bird doesn't look like an accident. A warning? Not a chance in hell. I get the feeling this tire iron wasn't just used to take off that tire. It might come in handy.
got no business back there now. Move along.
I'm here to see Detective Mosley.
We don't have a Detective Mosley here.
What? I've seen him here all week.
Listen to what I'm saying. We don't have a Detective Mosley on the force.
Interesting design for a trash can. Must have been on sale at Cops R Us.
I should add Mosley to the hat. That window leads to Mosley's office. All right, I'm going in.
Mosley's desk has more growing on it than his head. There's a tracking device in the drawer.
This tracker might come in handy. What the hell was that?
A new series of crosses is on the wall.
Let me get these new marks down. I should check this against the code Madame Moonbeam translated for me. Maybe I can figure out what this new message says.
A second message from the voodoo crosses is on the wall. It's Gabriel's sketch of the series of crosses from the Laveau tomb wall, with magenta moonbeams translation penciled in. Gabriel gazes at the translation of the code that Moonbeam gave him, pondering who wrote it and for whom it was meant. Gabriel checks the two messages for duplicate symbols and transfers the letters from the matches to the new message. He finds that he has the translation for all of the symbols except for 3. Gabriel gazes at the translation of the second voodoo code message. A few letters are still missing.
Hello, Dr. John.
Glad you could return to us, Mr. Knight.
The voodoo shrine is filled with items that both fascinate Gabriel and also make his skin crawl.
They lend a certain psychotic ambiance, no? Professor Hartridge called this a saké madulé. A waste of some perfectly good wine, if you ask me.
Gabriel slips the signal device into the saké madulé.
Can I assist you, Mr. Knight?
No, just looking.
Now if only they take the coffin to the ritual. Dr. John is a huge man. If his manner weren't so pleasant, he'd be intimidating.
Do you know of anything interesting going on this evening?
You mean St. John's Eve? Mr. Knight, I know of nothing that you would find amusing.
Could I ask you some more questions?
No.
You're back. You know, you really freaked me out running off like that. Anybody home?
Stay away from Malia Gede, or you shall pay with your life.
What the hell is going on?
It's one of the Rada drummers. They transmit coded messages through the quarter for the voodoo cartel.
You know, I know who you are.
The drummer ignores Gabriel and just continues drumming. Unnerving, isn't he? Gabriel listens carefully to the drum and opens his Rada book to translate. If Gabriel's translation of the drum code is correct...
There'll be a conclave tonight in the swamp. That must be the bayou.
An old man tends the cemetery with movements akin to a slow draw.
Could I have a minute of your time?
What you need, boy?
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
Nope, can't say that I have.
Do you know anything about snakes?
I told you all I know about that.
The wall doesn't work that way. Gabriel should at least wait until the watchman is gone before defacing the tomb. A stone angel stands silently before a tomb. A second message from the voodoo crosses is on the wall. The old man is apparently doing some cleanup work. Gabriel already copied the marks on the tomb. Gabriel should at least wait until the watchman is gone before defacing the tomb. The marble denizens of the cemetery only stare back blankly. Food, trinkets, and more unsettling things have been left at Marie Laveau's tomb as offerings from believers.
No thanks.
An angel draped dramatically over a stone plinth marks the entrance to a large tomb. Gabriel can't take the marks with him that way. The wall doesn't work that way. A second message from the voodoo crosses is on the wall. Gabriel should at least wait until the watchman is gone before defacing the tomb.
Hello, beautiful. It's me.
The excitement of seeing you is killing me.
Will you do me a favor?
What?
Use your paints to copy this snake tattoo onto my chest.
Now why on earth would you want me to do that?
I'm going to a party tonight. Costume, you know.
You don't say. I guess you're going with Malia.
Yeah. That's right.
And why should I help you out when I don't even like Malia?
Well, if you're jealous about my feelings for her...
You know that's not it. I just think, as your friend, that she's trouble.
It's perfectly understandable. I know that you have certain feelings for me, quite naturally.
Me? I would rather be hung by my hair over a bed of scorpions.
I know it must be hard having it in your face like this. No chance to avoid hearing about it, seeing it day by day.
Fine, I'll do it. Just shut up. Can we at least go in the back?
Sure, but could you say that one more time and pout your lips more?
Ugh.
What'd I say?
All right, let's go. The shirt, please.
You don't know how long I've been waiting for this moment.
Now. Hold still.
Maybe you'd like to tie me up.
One more remark and I'm leaving.
Okay.
Done. It's just stunning.
Sorry I couldn't make it last longer.
Well, it was about what I expected from you.
The name Ross is inscribed on this old tomb.
My family's tomb is down that way, past the Ross tomb.
This tomb almost looks like a little house.
But I wouldn't want to live there.
St. Louis Cemetery No. 1 is one of the most historic and beautiful places in the quarter. This family tomb bears the inscription, "Rest in peace," and the name Fuller Mill. This above-ground tomb is only large enough to accommodate one resident. The marble and granite tombs are quite heavy. A plaque on the tomb reads, Laveau. The tomb is securely closed. An old man tends the cemetery with movements akin to a slow draw.
Does this mean anything to you?
Nope.
Does this mean anything to you?
Nope.
Does this mean anything to you?
Nope.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Sure. I'm not too busy at the moment.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
Greatest city in the world. I'd never want to live anywhere else.
You know, I know who you are.
The drummer ignores Gabriel and just continues drumming. Unnerving, isn't he? He's one of the Rada drummers. They transmit coded messages through the quarter for the voodoo cartel.
You know, I know who you are.
The drummer ignores Gabriel and just continues drumming. Unnerving, isn't he?
How about a more bluesy version of When the Saints Go Marching In? That was great. Thanks.
Posted on the door of the museum is a sign saying, closed for St. John's Eve. The wall doesn't work that way.
Hello there. Got a sec?
Go ahead. These folks ain't in no hurry.
Kind of a quiet job you've got, isn't it?
Most of the time, yeah. They act up some at the full moon, though.
You must enjoy the company of dead folks.
Unlike the living, they ain't never given no reason to dislike them none.
How's business today?
About like every day. It's what you call a seller's market.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
I told you all I know about that.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
I don't really care to talk about it. I don't do it none myself.
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
I told you all I know about that.
What else can you tell me about Marie Laveau?
Put tombs on all our tours. Even the Baptists come round here to gawk. Of course, you may not know this, but some of the real serious voodoo types argue that she ain't in this one at all. Down in the unmarked tomb in number 3. It's all the same to me, I say. Saved me a lot of cleanup work if she weren't here, if you ask me.
Tell me something about St. Louis Cemetery, number 1.
Just look around. You'll get to feel the place.
What other tombs got marked? Can you show me?
No, I ain't one for naming names. I don't like to encourage that kind of thing. It's distressing to the families, and rightly so.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
There are lots of things to see here, but none as beautiful as St. Louis Cemetery number 1.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
If you want to know more, you should ask someone else.
A second message from the voodoo crosses is on the wall. Gabriel should at least wait until the watchman is gone before defacing the tomb.
Hey, Grace, here I am.
Oh boy, party time.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
What do you know about voodoo?
I know more than I ever cared to. I wish you'd never messed with this voodoo stuff in the first place.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
I know you shouldn't be messing with it, and I know you will anyway.
How do you feel about New Orleans these days?
I'd rather be anywhere else in the world right now.
Do you have messages for me?
I've given everything to you.
Do you have messages for me?
I've given everything to you.
Tell me about yourself, Grace.
What do you want to know?
Nothing, I guess. Never mind. Are you okay?
I'd be peachy if you'd give up all this voodoo crap, Gabriel.
I'm sorry I got you involved in this, Grace.
Don't worry about me. Just get yourself out of this mess.
The newspaper clipping describes a ritualistic murder in Congo Square. It includes a rough sketch of a pattern found around the body. The sketch is very similar to the reconstructed Veve. A sign on the front door of Magenta's home reads, "Attending a channeling seminar until August 1st.
I'm not going back in there.
The old man is apparently doing some cleanup work. Seeing as how this is a cemetery, Gabriel doesn't really want to know what all is in that trash can. The wall doesn't work that way. Using that on the tomb wall won't help. Gabriel should at least wait until the watchman is gone before defacing the tomb. The marble denizens of the cemetery only stare back blankly. Gabriel gazes at the translation of the second voodoo code message. A few letters are still missing.
I think I'll leave a message of my own.
Pleased with his message, Gabriel tosses the brick down. Now if only DJ reads it in time. Gabriel doesn't need to make a copy of his own message. The sign helpfully tells visitors that this is St. John's Bayou. Bayou St. John seems denser, thicker, darker than Gabriel remembers it. In the twilight of the heavy growth, everything looks the same. Something in the bayou air is confusing Gabriel's sense of direction. He could use some less susceptible assistance. Gabriel pulls out a tracking device, hoping that the Sakay Madelay made it to the ritual and that this thing will work.
All right, there's a blip. They must be here with the second Madule.
Gabriel can barely focus on the LED with those drums in his head. He hopes he's reading it correctly. Gabriel can hear the sound of drums, but it seems to be coming from inside his head rather than any specific direction. Bayou St. John seems denser, thicker, darker than Gabriel remembers it. In the twilight of the heavy growth, everything looks the same.
This looks familiar. Damn, I'm back where I started. Damn Mosley and his infernal machine. This better be working. The entrance to the clearing is marked with voodoo skulls. At last. When in Rome. Here goes nothing.
Welcome, Brother Crocodile. Please join the other celebrants.
Yes, Dr. John, Brother Eagle.
But first, name the great serpent who crushes all in his coils.
Damballa.
You are correct, Brother Crocodile. Who is the destroyer of men?
Ogun Badagri.
You are correct, Brother Crocodile. Enjoy yourself well tonight. Ha ha ha.
Gabriel!
Malia?
I know you now. I can smell his blood in your veins.
No!
You cannot change your destiny or ours.
No!
I will find you. I will destroy you.
No!
Where is your necklace now, witch hunter? Where are your pretty, pretty gems?